Doug wanted a solar system for his property. He had a couple of bore pumps, so we were able to offer him a solution where solar could be predominantly the main power to basically pump that water out of that bore. So there's a little controller that's inside the box here. It basically gives the opportunity to switch between if Doug requires generator backup on days of autonomy, especially in the wet season up here. We can have days where we don't get a lot of sun. Doug can come out here. He can have the ability to put a small generator if need be, but obviously the primary point of power here is the solar, and it does most of the work here. So, but in saying that, days of autonomy in the wet season when it's raining, we don't really require to have the bore pumping as much as it usually does. So we hooked him up with a Grundfos bore pump and panels to pump the water out of the ground. When we're talking about customers like Doug, Doug lives on 600 acres. It's not easy to get power over to, 250 acres away. So when we talk about the cost of installing cables to try and get to that bore, the price outweighs the return on investment. I mean, there's no return on investment or something like that. Putting solar there and giving him the availability to pump water whenever he wants through the day so he can feed his cattle or water his cattle without him worrying about, the cost of diesel or electricity, I think really helps Doug out. Yeah, so if we had more solar panels, it definitely gives the ability to be able to pump more water per second out of this bore. At the moment, we've got it set to around half a litre to 3/4 of a litre per second, which is enough for Doug to be able to irrigate what he needs to irrigate and obviously water the land, like he said before. I think Doug, I can't speak for Doug, but if I was Doug, I would probably say, being on a farm where, like I said, 600, 1,200, 3,000 acres, it's very hard to get electricity and to check on those diesel generators that they want to pump. So having the ability to utilise solar and utilise the sun, which is a commodity that comes out every morning and lasts all day long, if they can use that without spending too much money, it's a win for everybody.